Card, I have a take real quick.
Please.
It's a take. I think the college football video game has broken college sports.
How so?
Because why do we have people cutting their list to 10? Why am I getting graphics every hour about there's 10 schools remaining, here they are, and then 2 weeks later it'll go down to 8? Like, whatever happened to like just the good old fashioned my recruitment's open and then I have a final 3 when I'm ready to make my decision? No, we need like week by week. He cut this school because they didn't spend enough recruiting points. I don't like it. Tounde Yessoufou has 10 schools that he is down to. He has a final 10, and the graphic looks great. Baylor, UConn, Kentucky, Arizona, USC, Kansas, Tennessee, Washington, Arizona State, and UCLA. It's a great list.
It's a great list. First of all, I love this dude. I talked about him the other day in one of our videos. This is a list that makes sense to me. As 6'5", small forward, powerful, I think he's going to be really, really good at the college level. And Gregory, I had a chance to do some TikTok sleuthing here.
Oh, great. Let's
Yes.
go.
Yeah. So there is a Arizona men's basketball player. And I'm gonna pull up the roster just to make sure I get his name right. But his name on TikTok is, I think it's just straight up Willie on TikTok. And he's an Arizona walk-on. He posts a bunch of TikTok comment of the team like all the time, right? Tounde is like this guy's brother. Like Tounde lives with this Willie kid's family, I'm pretty sure. They call each other brothers. And they went to high school together. Will Kendall, 6'3" freshman, who played at St. Joseph High School where Tounde played at. And I'm pretty sure Tounde lives with him, and that's like his brother. So, family is everything, Gregory. I'm not sure if you fall into that category. So I'm feeling Arizona with him, but at the same time, he had some great things to say about other people, like Kentucky offering as of recently, and they made their way onto the list.
Yeah. Yeah. That is interesting. Great sleuth work, first of all. I love Detective Card.
Also, I know this is an Arizona video, but I love their roster set. They list their roster, and then down below, you can have them sound out the name by clicking the sound thing. You have a money sign that links to that person's NIL store to support that player, and it has their IG handle. You can click on it and get to it right away.
Yeah, that's nice. That is really good. That's nice. Yeah, I okay, that's interesting. I didn't know the Arizona side of that. I could totally see Arizona as a good landing spot. I could see any of these Final 10 schools as a good landing spot, to be honest with you. Like, Tundi is a guy, there are some recruits that come through, and I'm like, oh, he's this type of player. And you can envision him in a system or a program or even just the color scheme. And you're like, that makes sense to me. Tundi makes sense everywhere. He's that good. Like, a player like this who's capable of the athletic stuff that he's capable of works anywhere he wants to play at. Like, and you build around him and you figure it out. That's why the best coaches in the sport have come around and sort of brought in a flurry of offers, right? Like the UConn, Kentucky, Kansas offers have all come in relatively recently, I feel like. Now he's telling people Kentucky's been his dream school. Like that's a quote. That's a real thing. Tundi is telling people Kentucky is the dream school. So to me, congratulations to the other 9 on the graphic, but isn't a dream school a dream school? Like Bill Self can come squash the dream school stuff real quick. Maybe family in Arizona makes a play here. Maybe Eric Musselman throws all the bus money at him. And I don't know. Weird stuff can happen. There's a lot of really competitive recruiters here. But I still see this as like a Kentucky heavy favorite to me now that they've offered. No,
Are we sure that it's still the dream school?
I mean, dreams can change, can they not?
It definitely can change if coaches change.
Is that where we're going?
I'm just saying, it was all a dream until part of the dream like
Yeah.
left.
I don't know if I buy that with him because Arkansas would be on the list if he was a Cal guy.
That's
Arkansas
true.
makes the final 10, you know?
That's true. That is very true. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mm, I think it's gonna be a West Coast school for him, even though there is the dream school thing. Also, like, man, look, I'm a sleuth dog. There he is, Will and Toonday.
Oh, that's Willie?
That's Willie.
Is Willie on the left?
Willie's the white guy.
Willie's on the left, and then that's Tunde on the right.
That's Toonday on the right.
Okay, got it. Um, yeah, I don't think they got to worry about it.
You don't think so? You think it's Kentucky?
Yeah, I think it's Kentucky or Kansas or UConn. I think it's one of those.
If Kentucky loses him to a West Coast school, I wouldn't call it a loss. If they
Why?
let it, because I don't like West Coast kids choosing to stay West Coast no matter what their dream school is, I never look at it as a loss, to be honest with you. I
Okay.
think there's a certain like West Coast staying out there is definitely a thing.
Hmm.
If they lose him to a Baylor, let's say though, then we got to talk because you let Scott Drew turn you down, and then he took Tunde from the
Waco's
dreams.
Waco's not out west.
I wouldn't call it
It's not west enough for you.
not a geography podcast.
Okay, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, I'm in on
Don't
Tundi.
you ever.
I mean, West Coast. Ooh. Yeah, this player rocks. Wherever he goes, he's going to be successful. And I don't know. I'm afraid of how much I'm falling for the Kentucky buzz lately. I feel like every recruit they're on a final list for, I'm like, it's Kentucky's to lose. And I'm like, wait a second, I didn't think I would get there with Mark Pope, but it feels like I'm getting there. Car, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. Honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when, like, their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems, there were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.